Tonight on Game Night, Nikki, Aaron, Lincoln, and Dave are going to play Helios, designed by Martin Kallenborn and Matthias Prinz. It is published by Hans im Glück, and it is for 2 to 4 players. Helios.
Okay. Whee.
Hey, Dave.
Yes?
Will you teach us Helios?
I will. So, Helios is a very actual simple game as far as how it plays. We're going to have 4 turns where we'll each be the start player once, and each round of the game is an action phase where we will all get 4 actions, which we will take one at a time, clockwise. Then there'll be like a person phase. Then we will rejigger everything for the next round, and then we're off to the next round. And even how that works is actually relatively simple. The problem for the first time you play it especially is that there's a lot of little things that you're going to do within that in which you have to kind of know what you're doing, and it's just tough the first time because it's hard to kind of wrap your head around all the possibilities. But we're going to hopefully try to get through this, and it shouldn't be too hard. So the first thing the rules say the person who has visited the most continents is the start player, and I believe we determined that was Nikki.
Well, you guys are tied, probably.
Well, she's been to China.
Yeah, but you've been to Japan.
I guess that counts. But we'll make Nikki.
That's not a continent, though. That's an island. She's been to the continent.
Considered part of Asia, even if.
Well, guys, that's all the time we have for Helios.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay. So Nikki's the start player.
I'm going to make you the start player. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to get 4 actions, and the actions are these little chits. So for your turn, you pick one of those up to activate one of these 3 actions. This action is place a tile. This action is construct a building or a temple. This action is move the sun. You will do one of those 3 things on your turn. To activate one of those 3 things, you take the furthest most tile in the end of each of those rows. So at the beginning of this round, if Nikki wants to build land, she has to take this build land tile. The color of the build land tile does not matter for purposes of her taking that action, meaning it's just build land, okay? But if she were to take this, it's red, and she would put it here under her little red column on her board. And again, now it doesn't matter what the icon is on it, only that it is red, okay? So you have red, blue, and yellow. These are wild. But you must assign them to some place when you take them, all right? And the reason for this will be explained later. But, so, if you want to place a land, you take the furthest most land tile, and you take one of 6 land options available to you. 6, you say? I only see 5 there, Dave. There will be 4 each of these when we start the game, because that's how many turns there are in the game. Which means that when we start this phase, if Nikki were to take the blue land or the gray land or whatever, that's it for this whole round. No one else can take the gray.
And you take the chit off, this off to indicate that that's gone
the
from this
cube
round?
comes with the land. When you place the land on your board, it comes with the cube that's on it.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So,
that'll indicate whether it's been taken.
correct. There will be a 6th stack that will be all the leftovers shuffled together, and at the beginning of the round, we'll turn the top one over. So, for example, if this were the top one for this round and this round only, there's an extra gray that can be taken this round. All right, so taking a land is just that. You take one of these, along with its accompanying cube, and you place it on your board. We're going to start with land in the middle. We're going to draft one, and we're going to place it there. So when you do land, as you might suspect, land has to be built next to other land, and it cannot be on any of the yellow spaces, okay? But you build it anywhere here on your board, and if you cover something up on your board, like say this plus cube plus cube plus cube, then when you cover that spot, you get another cube. White in this game indicates any color from the 5 colors that you can take of cubes. If you were to cover up this mana, this is mana by the way, we all start with 1, you would immediately get 2 more and put it here in your little mana space. That's what that action does. It puts land on the board along with a cube. Okay? That's the entirety of what that action does. If you were to take a build a building tile, build a building or temple, then you are basically going to build one of these. If you build it over here, it's a building. If you build it over here,
Temple.
it's a temple. A temple can only be built on an empty piece of land, but that piece can have the cube or cubes on it that you are using to spend to build that temple. Temples are on your little cheat sheet over here. Your first temple costs you any cube, and for that you build a temple and you get a mana. Your second temple costs any 2 cubes, and you get 2 mana. Your third temple costs any 3 cubes, and you get 3 mana. So that's what building temples does as far as what they cost and what you get immediately in return. They also give you an opportunity later to score points that I haven't gotten to yet. If you would rather build a building, we all have the same 12 buildings, and the cost of those buildings is down here at the bottom. A black cube, a gray cube, a blue cube, a brown and a green. This is any 2 cubes. This is a blue or a black, right? This is a brown and any cube. And each time you build a building, you will get 2 things out of it. The first thing you will get out of it is
victory points.
You will get these victory points for that building at the end of the game. Victory points are over here. When you collect them during the game, they've given each player this little bag, this cute little bag for you to hide your victory points in, but there's really no reason for it. I mean, unless you're really going to look over and try to calculate. There's so many endgame points. If you can calculate how far ahead or behind you are from me by looking at my stack, then more power to you. You deserve to beat me in Helios. And the second thing they do is they get you the effect of that building. Some of those effects are one-time effects, and some of them are ongoing effects. I'm going to come back to that in a second. The other action you can take is the move your sun action. When you take this, you will move your sun. Your sun goes clockwise, and it goes up to this many spaces. So we all start at 2. This can increase.
Right.
And when you move a sun, it goes clockwise around your land.
Oh.
Okay? So let's do some situations. So if I have that, it would do this situation. All right? And if I had that, it would do this situation.
Cool.
Okay? And if I did that, it would do this situation, because the sun can move
The yellow
perimeter, yeah.
right.
But if I did this, it would skip that hole.
Yeah.
You can never put the sun in a place where it can only get out by backtracking.
Right.
It has to have a way out. Here are some reasons you move the sun. 1, if you move a sun to a space, let's say this one, any empty land space that your sun is now shining on gets cube. It refills back up to its color.
That means adjacent to?
Yes. If you have a temple on a space, the sun shining on the temple scores for that temple. 1 point for the temple space and 1 point for any tile adjacent to it. So this temple scores 1 plus 1 because this tile is adjacent to that temple. So this would score 2. If this were here, it would score 3. It would score 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If you had this situation, then this would score 3, 1, 2, 3, and this would score 3, 1, 2, 3.
And you'd fill the empty brown space.
And this empty brown space would be filled. Note, once you build a temple, you are never producing a cube on that space again. That's what moving the sun does. In addition, every time your sun comes back to where it started, or goes through that space,
collect $200.
You collect 5 victory points, or as I like to call it, 5 pieces of toast. Kind of looks like,
It does look like it's
bread coming out of the basket.
Toaster, yeah.
So every round, every time this goes around the board, that's worth 5 points to you.
Okay.
Okay? I've only played this game once, and from what I remember, our average scores were somewhere from 90 to like 120. Wow. So 5 points is not bad, but it's not like as crazy great as you think.
Okay.
But if you can do that 4 or 5 times in lieu of something else, this is especially in the first half of the game the least desirable action.
But later when your sun can move to better
Correct.
places.
This is maybe better, but even so, you're almost always going to want to place either land or the buildings. The buildings are outright victory points. So this will almost always be the last thing we always do. Let's go back to here. So building this building, in addition to the 3 points at the end of the game, gets you
3 sun movements.
3 sun movements. Bloop.
Oh.
Okay?
Upgrades your son.
Yes, that's what that plus circled is.
Got it.
This is only 2. Okay? This one moves your marker to infinity. So now your sun can move as many spaces as you want when you move the sun, but it negates the 5-point bonus for coming all the way around. But it does give you complete flexibility for how your sun's going to move.
So you never get the 5 points?
Correct. You never get it ever. You never get it for the whole game. And again, that's not completely horrible. If you can, if you have good-looking land that you can constantly, like, get these temples, right? Let's say you've got one. If I have a spot that looks like this, let's say I can get to that situation, and if every time I move the sun, I can go, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that happen, but it can. All right? So that's what this does. And you get a mana for that. An instant mana, you get it right away. All right? This gets you 4 mana. All right? This bumps your sun up 1 and scores an extra 3 for every one of your temples. So in this situation, this temple would score 1, 2, 3, and if you had this building, another 3, that would score 6.
Oh, so it's when your temples score.
When your temple score,
this is just a permanent
each
increase
temple scores an extra 3 bonus.
Nice. Okay.
So again, if you had that and this, that can be pretty lucrative every time,
Yeah.
right? If you can get to that. It takes a while to get there, and remember, you have 16 turns in the entire game,
Right.
4 per round. That's what this does. This allows you to spend only 1 cube to build a temple. So your first temple costs a cube, and it gets you a mana. Your second temple costs a cube. But it does still get you 2 mana. Your third temple would normally cost 3, would still cost a cube, and get you 3 mana. Okay? So that they're all these are good. Okay. This allows you to immediately turn in any mana you have here for 4 victory points. Maximum 3. So you can only turn up to 3 mana. You can get 12 points for that. Or rather, 9 points for that. And the reason I say that is, at the end of the game, each mana you have is worth a point.
Oh, okay.
Any mana you don't spend that you have in your thing gets you a victory point, but this could get you an extra 3 for 3 of them, and a victory point for building the building, and maybe bonus for the thing, which I'll explain later because there's all kinds of stuff to come. This gets you 2 mana, just pretty simple, straightforward. Okay? This gets you a mana and gets you 10 instead of 5 every time you go around. Obviously not if this is here.
Right.
If it's in your infinity space. This one, for a black and a blue, means that you can, when the sun illuminates a land, if it already has a cube on it, you can get a second one on top of that.
Okay.
But it doesn't fill an empty one with 2.
Got it.
Okay? So that's what that one does, and it gets you 3 points. The next, these all have names, by the way, like the warehouse and the city council, and I have no idea which matches to which. This building, for a brown and anything. Okay, so for brown and anything, you immediately, by the way, this little lightning bolt means immediately. For a brown and anything, you immediately take the 2 bottom tiles off this land deck, face down, and add them to your board, plus whatever
Cool.
cubes they are. They might not be the colors you want, but that's one way to get more land. And then last but not least, for a green and a gray and an anything, you get all 3 of these things. The first, you get an advancement for your sun marker. The third, you get a mana. And for the middle one, you just get a free action. It's the same as if you took one of these, but you just get it.
And you don't have to take one of these.
Correct.
You just do
Not
the
don't
action.
have to, you can't.
Right.
You only ever get 4 of these each round.
Got it.
All right, so that's what the buildings do. Okay? Something that I didn't tell you, because I forgot, but when you take land, you can take this and whatever the face-up one is from this stack, or you can also take these. They're special tiles. They score bonuses at the end of the game. They score based on this one with the little X in it, scores 1 point for every empty space around it. That includes these yellow
Yellows,
spaces. Okay? This one, there's 2 different 2s. This one scores 2 points for the tile itself and any cubes adjacent to it that have a resource cube on it. There will be ways to put a cube on these weird special tiles. That's what that does. This one scores 2 points for all
land tiles that are adjacent to
I
it?
believe 2 points for all, and it might even freaking score for itself. I will look that up in just a second. And this one scores 4 points for a temple on the tile and all temples adjacent to the tile. Okay? You can build a temple on this tile if you
This
pay
is how
for
we
it.
get to 100 points.
Yeah. Well, no, this is how you get to 100 points. We haven't even gotten there yet. Okay? So you can do those instead of land.
Got it.
You cannot do that with this building action. This is 2 of these from the bottom of this deck.
Right, right.
So when we have all taken 4 actions, all right, we are done with the action phase. And now we go to the people phase. These are gods, and you buy them with mana. 4 mana, 3 mana, 3 mana, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And the way this works is, doesn't go in player order. Whoever has the most mana goes first.
Nice, okay.
Tie's broken, I believe, by the start player. And you are allowed to buy 1 of these, and then it goes clockwise till it comes back to you. And if you can buy a second one at that point, you can buy a second one. And that just keeps happening. During this people phase, you can do one of 2 things. You can either buy a person, or you can activate a person. You can do both, but you can do one of them on your turn. To activate these, you spend the cubes at the bottom. They all cost 3 cubes of various colors, and once you do that, you flip it over to indicate this is now active. These are mostly endgame bonuses, and they are potentially huge. Let's go through these. Of course, I picked the first one that I can't remember what it is. Oh, this turns these 4s on your board, which I have not explained yet, into 8s. I'll get to that in a second. This scores, the minute you flip it over, this is going to score 3 points for every one of these you have built. Okay? And you also take a cube of any color when you build this tile. That means every building on here is worth 3 more points. And every temple is worth 3 more points. Yes. I saw someone score like 85 points with this at the end of the game. Or something insane. Well, it can't be 85. Right?
No,
but a lot of points.
40 or something.
Yes. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Yeah.
Yeah, 42.
There was something else that was
Okay.
that he also had.
And that's just a single cube, just any cube?
Yes.
Okay.
When you build it. You spend the 3 cubes and you get 1 back, basically, or a different one. This one, when you build it, gives you instant 2 sun movements and also gives you mana and gives you 5 points at the end of the game for every special tile you have on the board. These still score as they normally do, but you also get 5 points.
Righto.
And I think that's for every different one. So I think it maxes out at 20. I don't know if you get 5 for the 2, but maybe you do. I will look that up. This gives you 2 sun movements and 2 rubies and 12 victory points. Just straight up points. Okay? This gives you a cube immediately when you build it, and it gives you 3 points at the end of the game for each different land type. So that is worth 15 points.
Max.
Correct, max. This moves your sun, advances 1, and it gives you score, that says 2, but I don't think that is 2. You score as many victory points as where this is. So if this is at 9, that's worth 9 points. If this is at 13, that'll be worth 13 points.
Oh, maybe it's 2 times the number, because it's showing an X here down in the number.
Ooh. It might be that.
So for
You might be
every
right.
number, it's 2 points.
It might be right. I will look that up.
Okay.
Obviously, that scores you nothing here.
Right.
If your thing is here.
No, in infinite, I will.
This 3 is 2 points for every land tile you have on the board. And this one at the end scores you 3 points for every mana, just all of them, and 2 points for every cube.
And how do you take this when you pay the cost?
When you
and put
buy
in front
it,
of
it's
you?
yours and it's yours for the rest of the
Okay.
game and no one else can buy it. And
right.
until you activate it, it's worth nothing.
Why is there that activation step?
It just is.
Okay.
And here's the deal. You don't have to activate it right away.
Yeah.
In fact, it's likely you won't be able to activate it right away. You probably won't have the cubes for it.
Oh,
and
I
you probably
see.
don't want to.
Okay.
Well, especially like I was thinking.
Or it's gonna-
this
yeah.
Right,
one,
right. You don't wanna
wanna
spend
get
all your
as many-
cubes.
No, it doesn't
Right.
matter when you activate it. This is
Okay.
end game scoring.
Oh, it's
Okay.
endgame score.
Oh, okay.
It's not
No,
immediate.
the only thing that's immediate on these cards are these effects, like
Right.
add the sun and add the thing. Everything else is endgame scoring. All right? More endgame scoring that I didn't tell you. If you build land out to where you touch these spaces, you score 4 points. So this scores me 4 points because I have touched this. Make sense? giving you a cube when you get a plus cube, you just take a cube and you put it somewhere on your board. That's one way a cube can be on one of these spaces. All right? And by the way, if I were to go here and I'm like, I want a blue cube, and I don't have I could put a blue cube here. I could put a blue cube here. The cube, or I can't actually put it on the temple space, I don't think. But I can put it there. All right? I'm allowed to do that.
Okay.
And in fact, we will be doing that at the beginning of the game because we're players 3 and 4. We will get an extra cube. That will happen every round. Players 3 and 4 every round will take an extra cube. On your turn, the last thing before I then look up to make sure I get this correct. When you take one of these action tiles and you have 4 of the same color in a thing, you, after you take your action, immediately take another action. You don't take one of these. It's as if you built this building, except without the sun movement and the mana. You take another action that you want, either a land action or a building action or a sun movement.
When you hit 4.
Right, and then when you do that, those go away.
Cool.
All right? There are 18 of these. We will be taking 16 of them, so there'll be 2 left at the end of the round. Those 2 will be discarded. We will always put 6 new ones up. So for the rounds 3 and 4, we will be potentially reshuffling some of these stacks. So I can't remember where I was, but yes, you were right. This is, and these all have names too. This is the Princess.
Yes.
And you are correct. It is 2 times wherever your sun track is in victory points.
At the end of the game.
At the very end of the game, and of course, if you are there, you get nothing for that.
Okay.
At the beginning of the game, we are going to draft land. We're all going to start with one piece of land that'll be right here, and it can only be green or brown or gray. And we're going to take them from here. I shouldn't have shuffled these yet and done that. And so, and we can all take the same one. If she takes a green, you can also take a green, and we can all take a green. Players 3 and 4 every round, so this will happen to all of us twice, will then also take an extra cube from the side and put it on one of their pieces of land. That cube cannot be the same color as what's already on that land. So if you have a green tile, you can't put another green on it. But that's how you and I are going to get a blue and or a black.
Right.
All right, Nikki P.
Hi.
You need to sort of look forward to what you need to do.
Right.
And here's what I remembered. What I remembered when I said that guy had like 90 points from that thing, what I meant was he ended up getting like 90 points from his gods.
Okay.
He had 3 of these, and the sum total of them at the end of the game was 90 points.
Wow.
Ish. It seems to me that, again, from the one game I played, that if you can't get at least one of these, you're host.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
sure.
huge.
Yeah.
So my advice is, whatever you do in the first round, don't be short on mana at the end of the first round.
Okay.
So, for example, this is a green and a brown that gets you 4 mana, and this is a green that gets you 2 mana. So you might not want gray to start the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I see that. I was looking up at the top to see, okay, what cubes are there?
Because here's the other thing. Let's say at the end of the game, at the end of the first round, let's say you have 8 mana, and you have 2, and you have 2, and I have 3. So Nikki for 8 says, I'll take this. And then Lincoln goes, I'll take something, and you take something, and I take something. Now it's back to her, and she has 5. She's like, okay, I'll take this 2. Now we go pass, cast, we don't have enough. She goes, I'll take this other 2. So now she's got 3 of these.
Right.
And we've gotten 1. I think, again, from my one play, it seems to me that to be locked out of this at the end of the first round is lethal.
Thanks for telling everybody my strategy already. I was going to go for those 2 buildings. That was my plan.
We all are going to probably do that, right?
Right. So here we go.
right.
I will take a brown.
All right, it comes with the brown cube.
And then I place it right
In dead center, correct.
Dead center.
And Mr. Damhurst.
I'll take the green then.
Okay, well, you can take the brown as well, but...
Well, because there's only going to be one of these at the beginning of the round. For us to get one of those
Correct.
buildings,
If Nikki
I'm going to
takes
go for
the
the
other
opposite
one,
of what she's
yep,
going
that
for.
makes complete sense. I'm just saying it as that you weren't restricted, that's all.
I'm going to take brown.
All right.
What can brown do for me?
What can brown do for you? I will take a green.
And the bonus, do we get our bonus cube now?
And now you get a cube.
I want...
You can take that green right now and you get your
I
mana.
think I'll take the good one. I'll get green later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What do you mean the good one? Yeah.
Well, black and blue are slightly rarer.
Yeah.
Or not rarer, they just are... They're more, I don't know.
Okay.
They do different things.
They're like on, see, like this is a black and a blue and a black and a blue and a black or a blue.
But when you build land, you can build black and blue, right?
Yep, absolutely. But remember, you're going third.
Yes.
On the other hand, these guys are likely to take green and brown and go for the mana. So that might be available to you, it might not.
Right. Oh, man.
Do something, though.
I'm going to do something.
It's just your first game.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'll take black.
All right, I'll take blue. I'm going to take whichever one you didn't. So, here's what happens with these. So these now get... Dope.
Thrown all over the place.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. These get shuffled. There you go, perfect. That one gets turned up. And for this round and this round only,
There's an extra
there's
gray.
this extra gray. And if no one, by the way, takes it this round, it'll go away. We'll always get a new one of those every turn. And now we begin.
Ah.
What the? So you're probably going to take land.
Yes.
So go ahead and do it.
Okay.
You just take the first one. You can't take any other
Oh,
but
I
that
can't
one.
go
Nope.
down.
You can only
Okay.
take from the end.
All right. So there's
What land would you like?
my land, and I would like green.
Take it. And please build it on your board.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same. And I just choose,
Yep.
And?
and I will take a brown.
Okay.
But I want that. No, I want the green. I'm going to try this. I'm going to build a building.
Boo.
Throw it across the land.
Yeah, that ricochets across the world. I'm going to
I
build
wanted that one.
this one, which costs a brown in any other cube,
Yep.
and gets me the 2 bottom land tiles from the stack.
It does indeed. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go, sir.
And I just build them wherever I want with cubes on them?
Yep.
Yep.
A gray and
I got a
white.
green and a gray.
All right.
That's what I want.
So, build them anywhere you want, but obviously if you build out to, say, one of those mana spaces, you
Then
will
I
get
get
instantly
that.
2 mana, or you can
Sweet.
get instantly
Or
a cube.
any cube I like.
Yep.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go here. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this, and I will take. Does it go? It goes. The cube goes
Anywhere you
wherever
want.
I want.
Yep.
Really. I'm gonna take a brown cube.
Okay. You probably, just for the hell of it, want to put it not where there's an empty space.
I guess, so in
because
case-
when you are forced to move your son, because those are the only actions left, you might get a brown cube out of that. Make sense?
I was gonna spend it way before then.
All right. I will take land, and I will build this black, and I will build that here. Done. End of turn.
Okay.
See, look at that. Second
That was a
action.
whole quarter of the
Game
first
just
round.
zips along.
Yep.
Now what?
We do this 3
You do
more
that
times.
4 times.
All right. I don't do this part yet.
No, that's this action.
Oh, so I can take
This
that.
is more land. This is buildings. This is move your son.
Well, let's just get it going on. I'm going to build. So
Okay.
I take this one.
That's a wild, so it can be any color you want.
Okay.
You can make it red, blue, or yellow.
Don't you want to shoot for, yeah.
It's in this.
Well, you kind of want to get to all 3 of them eventually.
a
Right?
lot of it depends. In this
Unless you-
case, I would say at the beginning of the game, sure, but a lot of it depends on what you think you're going to
What's
get.
visible, yeah.
Like, for example, Aaron, if I were going to build, I almost went first because the first one was yellow, and Aaron was very likely going to get a yellow piece of land.
Right.
Right.
So he knew he was going to get 2 yellows right away. And based on the timing, he might also get one of these.
Right.
Right.
In this case, she's probably not going to get 2 more reds, right? This
But-
one's going to go.
But getting 2 or 3 might.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying I don't know how
Plus,
it
these
goes.
are all red if she wants them to be.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So what building are you building?
Clearly this. So I
Okay.
spend my cubes.
Yep. They go back in the.
And you get
There you go.
4 maraschino cherries.
Yep.
Do not eat.
Do not
Not
eat.
suitable for children
No.
under 3.
Choking hazard.
Yeah.
All right, Link.
Build land.
Okay. You have blue, gray, or gray, or a special tile. Those are your only choices.
Well, let's just do blue.
Okay.
Can it go? It doesn't matter though, right? Ultimately,
It
Other
only
than you wanna
matters.
try to-
It only matters as far as if you build it over where the other mana space is there, you would pick up 2 mana.
Oh yeah, let's just do that.
It slows your sun down, but that might not matter to you right now. All right, Aaron.
All right. I'll build some. So I could build a bonus land.
What do you mean?
These things.
Yes, if you want to.
And these are good. It's the empty spaces, the temples. How would you get a temple on that? Is that possible?
when you build a temple, it goes on any
It
tile.
goes
on
on
your
any
board.
tile you want. Okay. And this was cubes on that or adjacent to it, and this is what? Just land?
2 spaces, I believe, for the tile and any land tile
land
around
touching
it.
it.
So ideally, you want that to be completely surrounded by land.
Sure, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and take the gray.
Yep.
And a bonus cube of any type, because I'm covering that.
Yep.
So
What cube would you like?
I'm going to take one of the good ones.
All right, well, they're over here.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at what I can do with them.
While you do that, I'm going to
take
build the
black.
building. I am going to build the green building and take 2 mana. They're small. Done.
Your turn, Nick.
Land, I guess. The last one.
Well, again, it just depends, right? You could get another red if you cared about it. We're all going to get these extra turn
Sure,
bonuses
yeah.
a couple of times throughout the game. So, and what
You want the gray then, I guess, is what?
if you take land, it would be the
Yes.
gray or a bonus. So here's the deal: if you don't think there's land there that you want right now, then maybe you don't take land. But on the other hand, if you want a gray, then get it.
Right.
If you put that there, you'll get 2 mana, and when your sun moves here, you will get them all filled again. Assuming you can spend that gray.
Okay. Oops.
You don't want to get an extra cube there?
Well, she's only going to get the extra cube if it's empty. When the
No, I
sun.
meant over
No,
there.
by building that way.
Oh,
on
right.
the cube.
Here.
Yes.
If you want an extra cube. Or extra mana.
What could you spend? Do you see? There's other buildings you could build.
I got a gray.
You can always build this one, but you're not going to. Brown would get you that, if you wanted that. Gray moves your sun a little bit. You could take a green and try to build this for even more mana. Here's the deal, though. These will likely be gone, so you will probably not be getting a building action.
Okay.
This will probably be Lincoln, Aaron, me. All right? That's the
Well,
other
she
reason.
built, so she's okay.
That's the other reason, by the way, for maybe not taking the land, is if
Okay.
you wanted to build again. Now, you had no cubes, so it makes
Right.
sense that you didn't do it.
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so what cube would you like for doing that?
A blue cube.
Okay, and I suggest you put it here.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna build.
Lincoln? Yep.
Can you see from there?
This you'll be able to see this. There's not a lot of zoom
Yep.
space.
Okay.
And I'm going to build the one building that gives me the 4 mana.
All right, Aaron's got it all in front of
Banana
him.
mana. I got some here too.
What's all this over here for?
He was just giving.
That's how we set it up.
I don't think that's true.
No, you moved half of them for some reason.
Will you please do this?
No, it's my turn.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's
do
okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
dude.
guess I'm gonna build a building because I want to get away from it.
Because you're dumb.
Wow, we're all building the same thing. How boring.
Yeah. Because I really
No,
do
I
believe.
understand. I mean, I was gonna do that before you said it. I figured it out on my own.
He's smart.
I'm gonna build that same stupid thing that everyone builds.
You're stupid.
It's the group think. We're all just playing
you're
the same
stupid.
game.
You're stupid.
So I get 4.
One. Oh, I'm not going to get there. Why did I do that? Why didn't I build that there? I'm dumb. I'll do a building. So let me see. Nikki, Lincoln, Aaron, me. So I'm going to get another red out of this. So let's put this here. And I will build sun movement. Yes, let's do that. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so I take my sun.
And by the way, we haven't done it. Remember, when you do this, you can also build a temple.
Right.
Instead of here.
On any empty
On any
hex.
empty space. We haven't done that yet, but
Right.
okay.
Sun.
Yep, your sun can move up to 2. It doesn't have to move
Oh,
2.
up to.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna.
Boom,
make
you get a
one.
brown and a green.
Fantastic.
And if you had a temple anywhere, it would score something, but it doesn't. Lincoln.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yep. So I get an extra action, by the way.
Wow, nice.
I will.
First do that.
First move your sun,
Yeah.
1 or 2 spaces. Probably 2.
Yeah, it's just going to give me 1 cube. Though.
Right, but you
But
probably
you
want
might
to
as
move
well
it as
keep
far as you
going
can
around,
go.
yeah.
Then you get a brown for that. That you can now use if you'd like for an extra action.
Yep.
So those all get turned in. What would your extra action like to be? And by the way, they have to be turned in.
Sure.
You're not allowed to hold them.
Yeah.
What is on here that I can do?
You
Instantly.
could build a temple there as your building. Or you could take a bonus land.
You could build
What's
the
this one here? What's the
infinity thing. That allows all temples to be just a single cube. instead
right, the
of
price that you
one for
pay.
the first, 2 for the second, 3 for the third, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And what's this one here? The one
That's
mana
in,
for
you want to do that at the end.
Okay.
That
Turn 'em
that
in for
turns
4.
immediately up to 3 mana in for 4 points
Okay.
apiece. That's not a bad. That's not a good building now.
Right. Shoot, I don't know what to do.
I kind of don't either. If you don't think you're going to give a crap about,
I mean, I need to clear these up because this is going to come around most likely.
Then I would build the temple there, so when it comes there, you're going to get some points too.
no, building the temple there means he never
He'll never
produces a
get
green
that green
cube
cube
from the sun.
from that
but that
space.
maybe is okay, right?
Yeah.
You've
I
built
see.
essentially, you've built the best version of the green cube.
This
space.
is build 2 right away, right?
Yeah, but they're random.
That's take 2 off the bottom.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? I
Nope,
mean,
you can do it.
let's just do that.
All right, those go away. Oh, take 2 off the bottom. I left the second, but just take the bottom 2. And build them anywhere you want. Green and a blue. Here's a green and here's a blue.
So 2 more cubes.
Yep, take the green and the blue, and then what would you like?
A black.
Yep. By the way, it wouldn't even matter
Gray.
if you'd had it on the other thing, because this will still produce a green with the blue on it.
Oh, I didn't realize
It
that.
will, as long as it doesn't have a
As
green
long as it
in the
doesn't have
cube,
its
yes.
own color.
Yeah, it
Okay,
still
well
produces.
that's good. I thought I was only getting 1 cube out of my thing.
No,
but
you
I'll
weren't.
get 2.
But I blew it because I should have built this here.
To get a black cube.
Or here
right.
even, yeah. I put
Yeah.
it way over here for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
Although I'm going to get there anyway because that's why I got this.
All right, so I can only take this tile.
Yep.
But that's okay. And I'll move my sun 2 spaces, and I get a brown and a green cube.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And then I will take this. My sun can move up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3
Yeah.
for the green and the black.
And these go away, and that's the end of round 1. Well, the end of the first part of round 1.
Okay, these go away. Then we are on to
Person
the
phase.
person phase. Who has the most mana?
Nikki
It's
and
a
I.
three-way tie.
5,
Oh, yeah.
5. So, okay, so what it says in the rules is the player who sits closest to the start player. But it's not, I mean, these are an English translation. This is not the official English translation. I assume that means the start player.
I do too.
Wouldn't you
Because
guess?
if you and me were tied, well, if you and I were tied, who would win?
You're closest
In
to the
clock.
start
Okay.
player. It's
Okay. And if
clockwise.
me and Lincoln were tied, Lincoln would win.
Yes.
And if Lincoln and Nikki were tied, I think Nikki
I don't
should
think
win.
it should hurt her for being a
Right.
start player, but who
I
knows?
agree.
Maybe, I don't know. All right.
Ready?
Yes, starting with Nikki.
I'm gonna buy a dude.
Which one would you like?
What
one that-
god are you going to favor?
The one that gives you 3 coins for the different lands
This
that
one?
you have.
All right, that costs 2.
Okay.
And it's on this side. It is not active.
How do I activate it again?
You have to spend, during this phase only, by the way, you have to spend a gray and a brown and a green.
Which I have.
Right, but you can't do that now because you bought something.
Right.
So right now, we're just in this phase. You can do that on your next turn
Right.
because you get to do one thing, then Lincoln, then Aaron, then me, then you, then Lincoln, until we all pass.
Okay.
So you're next.
So I want to be able to spend these, if that's the case.
Correct. On your next thing, you're not going to activate that. You're going to buy another one of these
Right.
if you
Okay.
want to.
So if it doesn't get activated, then it doesn't happen till the end of the next phase?
End of the next phase.
Okay.
Correct. Only during this phase can you activate these guys.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Which means if you don't activate, and you won't act, if you buy multiple ones, you absolutely will not activate them.
Yeah,
but
'cause
you
you
will
don't
need
have
to make
stuff.
sure you have those cubes for that phase.
Right. It's 2 points for every land tile.
2 points for every land tile on the board. And
points
2
for-
points for special tiles. 2 points for every tile you
Everything-
have on the
right.
board.
But you
So
have a limit. There's
2,
only-
4, 6. That's already worth 10 points
want
to
That's
you.
the one I
want
want
this
to
guy?
buy.
Yeah, I agree. That's
You want that.
I would have bought that if you left it for me.
Right.
That's already worth 10 points to you.
Right.
And if you were to drop this tile in that hole,
Right.
that would be worth 2. The tile itself would be worth 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, plus another 2 points for that.
Okay.
They're all good though.
Yeah. I just don't
I
know
think
what they
some are just better than others, and that's
depending on what your game is, though.
and
right?
that's
And I
been-
don't know what my game is yet
that's
at this
been
point.
the slight initial argument about this game, arguably from people who have maybe not played it more than 2 or 3 times, so they could be wrong, but that these are not necessarily balanced, and that being early in that
Right.
pick and getting the good
Right.
ones.
I think since it's the beginning of the game,
I'm gonna
everybody's
buy
going to be
this one.
shooting for that. You know,
I was going to buy that one too.
You build towards that. That's all it is.
Right. All right, I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, that was the one I would take if it was still there. That was pretty
I
good.
almost took this one. The very first game I played, I had this one, and it didn't do me very well. I ended up not getting a lot of the special tiles was the problem. Because some of them weren't good tiles for me. Do you know what I mean? They didn't score me a lot of points. Would you like to buy another one?
Yeah, the spyglass guy there.
This one?
No,
This one?
there.
I
Yep.
believe.
Turns the 4s and 8s. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the only other one that I can afford.
Do you have 2?
Yep.
There you go. That's gonna and that's gonna dovetail perfectly into this, right?
What does this one do again? This is the special tiles.
So now every special tile you buy is worth 7 points. 5 for that one and 2 for that one. So arguably, maybe we shouldn't have let him do that, but it didn't
What does
help
this
me.
one do?
That turns every mana you have at the end of the game into 3 points.
And every cube.
Yeah, but you don't have 4 mana to buy it.
But I will when I flip this.
But you have to. Oh, if you do it right now.
I will do it. It's my turn.
Okay.
I'll spend 2 gray and a brown cube and flip it. I get 2 sun movements.
Yep.
And 2 mana immediately.
Yep. I will pass. Nikki.
Okay, I'm gonna flip this guy. So that is a gray and a brown and a green, and then I get to choose another.
Yep. And you get a cube of your
cube.
choice. What would you like?
Well, I think I want a black cube.
There you go.
And do I put it on?
Wherever you want.
Okay.
And Lincoln. Pass.
So,
or you
no,
gonna
I
flip
can
one?
do it.
Yep.
And I want to, right? I mean, it's
You
gonna
want to
give
by
me-
the end of the game.
But
It depends on what you're going to do for the next phase.
Right, it depends if you're going to use those sun movements and that extra mana soon. Otherwise, you're going to get it at some point.
well, don't you think it'd be worth it? I mean, I'm gonna eventually need
Yes.
the mana.
Here's the argument for doing it. If you do it now, you never have to worry about it again.
Okay.
If you do it now, though, you are maybe spending cubes that you might use to build buildings next year.
Right.
But I don't know what your plan is. I
Well,
don't
I'm
know what
also going to get to probably build twice,
Correct.
so I probably will just go ahead and go for it. But I'm also going to move. I mean,
Yep.
this is going to move, and
Yep.
I'm going to get more.
And you're also
cubes.
going to draw land.
Yeah.
You're probably going to draw 2 land. At this point, the way your tiles are, you're playing a land game.
Okay.
You want land now, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I will activate it, and that will need a gray and a black
And whatever you want.
and one other color. And you said blues are rarer.
Blues are...
I am going to get
the
more
green
of these.
because your
Yes,
sun's going to
it's
pop
exactly
right in there.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's activated.
All right.
So that means I get 2 sun. What does that
2
mean?
sun movement. This moves up 2, so now your sun moves up to 4 spaces.
Okay, and then a mana.
Yep. And Aaron.
And like I said, I'm going to spend 4 mana on King of the Gods.
Dun, 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 dun.
Whatever, I want to know what he's called.
I'm out for this phase. Back to you.
Yeah. There's
no,
nothing
there.
else.
And
I'm
the
out.
Schatzmeister.
And back to you.
He's the
Well, I don't
He's
have
calling the
You
shot.
know how
I
the
don't
cube is
have
for
the
King of the
cubes to
Gods?
flip him.
All right.
No.
So we are now done with this phase, which means the next character phase, this one is still up for grabs.
Right.
If anyone wants it.
And it basically means it's, well, oh no, it's whoever has the most mana.
Whoever
gets
has
to
the
go
most
first.
correct. This goes here.
Interesting.
Okay.
Put out 6 of these like this, please. 1, 2.
Red. How about some red?
Each of these gets a cube.
And we flip the top one.
Please put a cube. Yep. The top one goes upside.
Another gray.
All right. So go ahead and put those cubes on there for me. And then Nikki, you and I get an extra cube because we
Okay.
are players 3 and 4.
All right.
I am going to take a brown.
Yeah. And I would like a brown as well.
And here we go.
Okay.
Dun da da da.
Dun 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 dun.
So I want to build land because I want to build these.
Okay?
Correct.
Makes sense? You will,
That
yes.
makes sense.
So, the one we were talking about was this one?
Correct. Now, if you drop that in that hole right now, then the sun can't go there.
Right.
And you will not get those cubes for your sun.
Well, I'm going to
movement.
get to build, so maybe I do something else for this move, and I'll probably get a chance. I will get a chance to build again.
So you
So I
probably
built
take
regular land here at this point.
Right.
So
And
do like black or something.
maybe because you don't have any, right?
Yep. And that gives me an extra cube. And I would like, goodness, I'm going to get a bunch. Give me a gray, I guess, since I don't have any gray generating stuff.
Well, there's 2 grays, so you were right to build the black, in my opinion, because if you want to build a gray, it's going to probably be there for you on your next turn. Mr. Kapaki, would you like to build land and take an extra turn?
I certainly would.
All right.
So that gives me my 4 things here. I'll go ahead and clear them, well, now. So I get to build a land. I'm going to build the blue one.
Build the blue.
Build the blue.
I'm going to put it here.
Faster than lightning speed.
I'm going to put it here. I know. I'm going to build another land as my next movement.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to build a green and build it here,
Yep.
which gives me 2 mana
Yep.
immediately.
2 mana.
2 mana that beat is 1.
He's going for that third.
My endless mana.
I am trying to go for that third thing. I'm going to try and have more mana than you this turn.
I think you will. I don't know that I'm going to have the opportunity to get that.
I just like the cherries. They look delicious.
They do.
Brown,
Burritos are delicious.
Take a turn, Dave. Don't think too long.
brown and blue.
Tell the audience at home what you're thinking.
What? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to build this and get 4 mana, and I will have more mana than you by the end of this turn.
Oh, really?
I am absolutely going to try to get this without any
should.
question.
You should. I
Yeah,
totally
he's-
understand that.
So,
But you've already built this building, and I'm going to build that one this turn, which
right,
will tie us up.
but I'm also going to get these spaces.
Both of them?
Probably, and you only
Really?
have 1.
All right, fine.
Well, we'll see.
Ooh.
What I'm thinking right now is I'm trying to figure out if I want to take this land or not. Because if I don't, I will get a red land next turn for sure. I'm going to take this blue building, and I'm going to spend a brown. Nope. I will, in fact, do this boring thing right here.
Boring.
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 No, but it gives. Oh.
I have a question.
Yep.
When it's my turn.
I will do that, and I will take this brown. So I'll have to get to there at some point. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I will build there. And to take 2 mana. Yes, what's your question?
My question is, what does this building do again?
It moves your sun to infinity, which means you can move your sun to anywhere on the board and reap the benefits of it, but you no longer score this looping around to the beginning
Nice.
bonus.
You no
Okay.
longer collect $200.
I don't
every
really
day.
want to do that yet, I don't think.
Just depends, right?
It also means you would not have any, not that you're going to get this, but you would have no
Yeah.
interest in this thing because it would be 0 points.
Oops.
So what are you going to do?
And this one is building.
It means your temples only cost 1 cube instead of 1, then 2, then 3, then 4.
Oh, yes. All right.
Did I really put this here?
Yeah, we wondered why you did that.
All right, can I do this instead?
Yes.
Thank
Fine.
you. For my immediate next action, I will build
wondered.
this.
Yeah.
I'll build this. So a brown and a black. And I will take the 2 bottom tiles from here.
So.
Gray and blue. Yes.
None. Got it.
All right, Nikki.
Blue,
I am.
gray. Hey, I'll take 2 mana.
Okay, go.
Are you set?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Land. Here. I guess I'm taking a gray.
Or a gray. Or a bonus.
And then I'm going to place it here for 2 mana.
Okay,
Right?
here you go.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
And that was my turn.
I think I'm in a dilemma here.
How so, Lincoln?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
don't know
matter?
if I should move and take advantage of getting this
It's
fill
so
up
many
really
cubes.
quick.
Why not, right?
Yeah. Instead of building, but then I kind of want
But
to
will
build.
that cost you a building opportunity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right now the building tile you can only build a gray, or a special
Or
tile.
this.
Yep.
Or one of those. Yeah. I'm thinking I will build that and only just get to 6.
Well, you can fill. It's not 6. It's 2 by the end of the game. You can surround it by the end of the game.
Right, right.
Okay.
These are end game bonuses. They do not score immediately.
Then that's what I'm going to do.
All right. Then take that.
Yep. And I'll just put that there,
All right. And it's Aaron's turn.
and I will take a cube. Not kidding.
I'm going to build...
Choose and learn.
I'm going to build a temple, which costs me
1 cube.
any 1 cube.
And gets you mana.
It does?
Yep.
Why?
Your first temple gets you mana. Your second temple gets you 2.
Oh, well, look at that.
Shows you on the little thingy.
I'm going to put it on this gray since I have too many grays.
Take a mana.
And I get a mana. A cherry.
And I will also build I will build for a blue this building here. That makes temples easier for me to build.
All right, so then I build
That's what I would do. That's probably what you're going to do for extra action, wasn't it?
this. Yeah.
Then you should just do it now.
So I pay a blue, I guess.
Okay? To build what?
Seems kind of scary.
What are you building?
Temple.
I know, but... Oh, a temple, okay. And that gets you mana as well.
Do I want to do?
That's great. That'll score 4 points every time the sun comes up to it.
Yeah. I
And
gotta
if-
get my son moving though. I think.
Yep. All right,
Just
Lincoln.
to get her his
Yep.
point.
So I'll build a temple, and I will build it here, and I will spend.
A cube.
Yeah, I gotta figure out which one that is.
And that gets you a mana. There you go.
A banana. I'll spend the gray, I guess.
Okie doke.
I will build this guy for a blue and a black, which gives me a mana and 10 points every time my sun circles around to the other side.
Yes, sir. I had a plan, and I have forgotten what it was.
It's the watchtower.
Well, it was a building, but I can't remember which building it was. You have 5 now?
Yeah, you're gonna beat him.
Yeah, there's no way I can beat you.
So I will build this building. That moves my sun 1, gets me a mana. It costs a green and a gray and something else, which will in this case be a brown. And it gets me an immediate turn again. For my extra action, I will build this gray piece of land. As long as I can't get horked by the mana police.
I don't think so.
All right.
Mana police, what?
I'll go there. And for my extra cube, I will take another blue, since I think that's going away, that blue. And I will put it here, just because I can. All right. Sorry, everybody. Thank you. That was tricksy. Nikki P,
Okay.
thank you for your patience.
Art.
You have 2 more actions, correct?
Yeah.
I get 1 more.
Build something.
So do you see what I mean, though, about...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because
Because it
then
gets
I
you a
get
spot
this.
potentially, but where you also can get it like this kind of things happening.
Yeah. Well, I got a
Yeah.
nice dense.
You just
Well-
gotta spend those.
Dense. Let's try this.
Dance.
Okay.
So that'll get me that kind of thing going on. And then I pick a land.
Which has to be a bonus tile at this point.
Yeah.
Yes, if that's what you want to do. So which bonus tile would you like?
Okay. I think this one, right?
Okay. That's 4 points for every cube on that tile.
Temple. No, temple.
On a
Oh, temple,
tile,
sorry. Every 4
temple.
points for every temple on that tile and adjacent to that tile.
Right.
Like that
Yep.
Yep.
for now.
All right, and then for your extra move?
And I turn these in for the extra move.
Yep.
So I'll clearly build a temple on
Yep.
this one
Sure.
right now.
And that
Correct.
costs her 2 cubes of any type, right?
Oh, it does.
Here's the better move for you.
I don't want to give up my cubes.
You get them back. You want to build one of these buildings.
Because that makes your
You want to
sun that you're
increase
gonna
your sun
have-
movement.
Yeah, yeah.
It will
Yeah.
then, you'll then get all those cubes back.
Okay.
Whatever you spend,
Yep.
you're going to get back.
Yeah.
All right.
Make sense?
So, okay. Cube. Yeah.
Yeah, do one of
So
those.
do that. So that moves it up 3. 1, 2, 3.
And spends your black cube
Spends my black cube.
Which you're going to get back on your next turn.
on your next turn. Right.
Okay.
And Lincoln, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to, I guess, move.
Yep.
Good choice.
And then I get 2 greens and a brown.
2 greens and a brown. And you get the first victory points in the game. You score for your temple. 1 for the temple, and then 4 because it's adjacent to 4 pieces of land. So you get 5 victory points. And that
Okay.
would technically go in your sack if you had it. And
want a
Aaron,
sack.
it's your turn.
I also will move. My sun can go up to 4 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
That gets you a green and a gray, and you score
3
points for your temple.
Yeah.
And I will move. I don't know which color, so I will put it over here, just for the heck of it.
The halibut.
For the halibut. I don't know why.
Halibut.
And I get to move up to 6, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and take a green and a black and a brown. And a Nikki P.
Yes.
Look at that. You get to move your son
Moving my son.
up to 5 spaces.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct. And for that,
That's
you
a
will
good
get a black
place.
cube, and your temple
Fantastic.
will score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is 5 pieces of toast.
Sweet.
And that is the end of this phase. So we are now in the people phase. I have the most mana. I will spend 3 to pick this up. Would you like to do something now in the people phase?
Yeah, I want to activate this guy.
Please do.
So he is now
Zot,
he
activated.
is now active.
Okay, I'm gonna activate mine as well.
I have no points yet though for him on him.
And you can
Happening.
see what you're doing.
It's
Yeah.
gonna cost a blue, a green, and a whatever I want.
Yep.
I'm gonna get another green, so I'll do that.
Okay. Zot.
Pass.
I am going to activate
Wonder
this
twin
guy
powers.
for a blue and a gray and a something. And you don't have to wait for me while I figure out what the something is. And I get a cube back, so whatever I'm getting, I'm probably just going to get it back. So my something will probably be a green, and I will take back from that a Zaga, a brown, a gray. Done.
And then so at this point, because we've done all,
There's
no
nothing more to buy.
people, the mana's gonna just
1 point.
collect for points at the end of
For,
the game.
for the 3 of us, it'll be 1 point. For Aaron, it'll be 3 points because he has that. Remember, at some point you
Okay.
can build this
you
building.
can sell up to 3 of them.
Okay.
You can turn 3 of your mana into 12 points. All
Can't
right.
do anything else.
So go ahead and put 6 of these out, lay them out in order, and then I will shuffle these up.
Four.
Interesting. Wait,
You shouldn't have put those on the top,
Blue.
right? We got to use
No, I
these
put them on the
4
bottom.
first. You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it right.
All right.
Except that's wrong. This one goes here. You just did it backwards. He did it backwards. It actually does make a difference because
Right, because these were the 4 that were left from the initial.
Correct.
Yes.
I mean, it ultimately kind of doesn't make a difference, but here you go.
Now wait, where should these 2 go?
At the end
At
here.
the end. Yeah, that's the way it works.
Okay.
It doesn't seem right, does
No,
it?
it doesn't. They
that's
should
like
be
these
at the
should go
bottom.
That's what you'd think.
This
Wonder
game's
why.
broken.
I don't know.
There it is.
Look at that.
Ta-da!
All right.
Look, I forgot to show.
You start.
Oh, I start.
Hang on. Nikki and Lincoln each get a cube of their choice
Uh-oh.
as the 3rd and
I
4th
don't know
player.
what I'm doing yet.
All right, good. Because I got to figure out what I'm doing. Let's see.
We're halfway through the game, guys.
Good. Well, and maybe by the end we'll know what we're doing.
Yeah,
Put cubes on these, and do we get to see this?
Oh, yes. Flip it up.
It's brown. Cube them.
Cube 'em.
Cubum Gooding Jr. it up.
And that's it? These don't get cubes
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Cube them up, Dave.
No, sorry.
I want a blue cube.
There you go.
Yep.
Because Nikki's still thinking.
No, it doesn't
I'm
really
thinking
matter.
I want
Where do we
blue
put it?
too.
Just anywhere?
Anywhere you
And
want.
you choose where.
You can put it on your temple space if you want.
Okay.
I
What are
think.
you
No, you
doing?
put it on your special tile. That's where you want
A
to put it.
mess.
Right?
Well, I might probably spend it though, right?
Right,
Oh,
but
but
it,
it
just leaves everything
yeah,
open
exactly.
Right,
for
right.
schmegadies or I don't know. I'd probably get that
For
rule
what?
wrong. I'd probably get that rule
For
wrong.
you just made
Smegadies.
it
You
up.
know what Smegadies
Ah,
are.
do I?
Black. Here you go.
A blah.
Aaron
Put it on
Kapaki.
put it on your 4.
If that's your real name, it is your
Why?
turn.
Because that's they're just telling me that.
Yeah, put it on your 4 just because
It leaves a space.
leaves a space
to
open.
fill up if
Oh,
your
okay.
son comes around.
Yeah, yeah.
All
It
right.
just
leaves
also
empty
lets you know.
space for
But here's the
shit to
deal:
happen.
if this cube is here, this still produces a gray. That's how I understand it. So it ultimately kind of doesn't
Right.
matter. But I think each space can only have 2 cubes.
What's the point of the stacking thing then here?
Because that produces a second of the same color.
Right.
Oh.
On a full.
And I
layer.
believe you can only have 2 cubes on a tile. So,
I'm gonna build.
okay.
I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna build this building, which is a green, a gray, and something else.
Yes.
And that's what I have. And that gets me a sun movement, a mana thing, and an action. And 2 victory points. And for my action, I am going to build a black tile. Done.
All right.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I am going to...
Is that where I want to put it? I think that's where I want to put it.
Built a land tile.
I'm going to build a land tile.
Yeah, sure, right?
I'm going to build this temple-y one. And I'm going to put it...
Your turn, Nick.
Yeah, just take your turn. Where I
Just
place this
take
is
your
where I
turn.
place this is not going to affect your turn. I want it right there. That's what I wanted to do. There.
Yeah, you need to do the land.
I do need to do the other lands so I can get this bonus to start happening. So I'm taking a land,
I might just do it there and be done
and
with it.
I'm going to choose the blue.
The blue, yeah. That's what I figured.
And I'm going to
I
put
don't
it
mind that.
here so I can
Extra
choose
cube.
another
Yep.
cube.
I will put it there.
And I'm going to,
hope
since
that works.
my green is not producing cubes anymore, I'm going to choose a green.
There you go.
I will take the build, and I'm going to build.
Look what you did. You fool, you killed us all.
I'm going to build this one.
Okay, your sun goes... Oh, that's the 10 thing. You get a mana for that?
A
And
banana.
You actually put that there, not the cubes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Man, a
Sorry?
banana.
Oops, I'm sorry.
All right, and you're done.
And then I get a bonus,
Yep, take your extra move.
and
Take your extra move.
I learn to fly again.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess.
I will build a gray. I get 2 more mana. And I guess that's it. It's your turn.
Take your 2 turns. Wow, you have to take
I
an
have
extra
to
turn.
take 2 turns. You're
Whether
right.
you like it or not,
Yeah.
you will be taking an extra turn this round. That's pretty funny.
Wow.
Oh, but I don't know. But I can't take 2 good turns.
It's not the opportune time.
It's not perfect because I don't have a lot of cubes. I am going to build.
Oh, I have assigned this incorrectly.
I'm going to build this thing, which gets me 1, 2, 3 sun movements.
Cost you black.
There's the black. And then my bonus. I have no cubes, so I literally cannot build a thing right now. So my bonus has to be sun movement or a bonus tile. And I think I'm going to. That one is for empty spaces, that one's for cubes. I'm going to take the cube one.
Oof. Oh, this is bad. I'll do that. I'll do that. So for my build, I will build a black and a blue. No, I need those. Oh wait, but I'm gonna get them back. Black and a blue will get me that. Same one that Lincoln did, and mana. Done. Not thinking.
Okay. And
That's not what I wanted. Oh, I've killed my skill. Go ahead. I'm joking, of course.
build. Bloop. I am going to need a house. I'm going to build this thing. So that is a black and a blue. Right?
Yes.
Now when my sun passes here, I get 10 points?
Yes, that's what we just built too.
Okay. And then I get a little
Yep. There you go. Done.
delay pop.
Lincoln. If that's your real
I guess I
name.
don't need cubes, so I could build, right? So theoretically, I don't need to activate any of this stuff. So I will build. And I guess I'll build the only thing I can build, which is this one here.
Yeah, three bonus points every time you trigger a temple score.
Okay.
So if you hit 2 of them at once, it's 6 extra points
So
plus
I get
the
an
normal.
additional movement.
Yep.
Okay.
Then mark it.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I did
Do I need... I don't want to build anything, so I'm going to move the sun.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I can move it one short of the perfect spot. All right, so I'm just going to move it here. I get, again, 3 points for the temple and a blue and a green.
All right, take 3 points. I will also move the sun. Here you go, Nikki P. Look at that.
Yeah, but...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't want that extra turn right now. Maybe it's not good.
Maybe you don't.
All right, well, okay. This is actually a better move.
Okay.
So...
First you move the sun.
And so,
Up to 5.
up to 5, which 1, 2, 3. I'm sticking there.
Okay, and that gets you this gray cube.
And a blue.
Nope. Oh, yes, and a blue.
Yes.
Thank you. Look at that. Boom.
I need...
You can always just move the sun again if you want.
Could do that again.
Do you have 5? 1, 2.
And then that would get me the same thing, right?
No, you get a brown.
Yeah, but so 1, 2, 3,
I'm not 4.
4.
Go one
and
more.
I'm gonna stop
Why? Go one more.
because I want to.
Doesn't do anything.
It
That
does-
only
it won't-
scores. That's a bonus. That only scores for temples at the end of the game.
Yeah, but I wanted to build. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
I
build a
wanna
temple
build the
instead.
temple
Yeah, that makes
instead.
sense.
Yeah.
All right, what cube?
Got
Would you,
it.
what cube would you spend for that, please?
Two cubes, right?
What 2 cubes will you spend for that, please? This is your second temple. It costs you 2 cubes.
Oh shoot. That was not what I was thinking about. 2 cubes.
Mm-hmm.
Gray and a blue.
Okay, Lincoln.
So I get 2 more actions.
Yes. And one of them will be a land tile,
Yes, I'll do this.
whether you like it or not.
And I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a blue and a green.
Okay.
And I get,
Did you build that one?
yeah. It gives me an additional 2
So here's
points.
what you do. Score your temple as you normally would.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
and then 5 for the temple?
No, the temple and everything adjacent to
okay,
it.
okay.
So you score 5 plus an extra 3 for that temple, so,
So
you
8.
get 8.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Here you go.
That was why I did it in that order.
I didn't take my 5 for going around, you guys.
No, I'll do that later. I'm gonna move my sun, and I can move it around to here. Yeah, this kind of sucks. Which gets me a brown and a black cube.
Okay. I am going to... Do I want the extra turn now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be my movement. And I need a blue and a brown and something. So I have that. Make sure you keep those, David. I don't think I will take my extra turn. My extra turn would be probably building a temple. And I don't think I want to do that yet. So I will do this. Just to see what's what. Done.
Done. Build. I'll take the green.
Okay, doke.
Okay.
This one?
Okay,
Person phase.
person phase.
I start, but I don't have the cube. Well, I do have. Do I have the cubes?
Do you
I
want to
could.
flip it now, or do you want
I
to
don't
do it
think I
next
want to
turn?
flip. I want to do it later.
All right,
I think
remember,
I need
next
to do
turn
it
is your
later.
last. You
I
only
know.
have one more chance.
I know. I know what I need to save.
I will flip this
Okay.
now. A blue and a brown and a gray. I'll flip this now, and that also gives me an extra sun movement. Nikki P.
Hello.
Just
Just
clear
go.
those out, they're done.
I don't have anything to do
No, she doesn't. Neither does Lincoln.
on the people phase.
Okie doke. And while I'm shuffling these up, Lincoln and Aaron get an extra cube.
I need a black. I'll take a black.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Oh, there were exactly 6. So I will take this. And let's see, I'm going to get a blue or an orange later or whatever. So I will
Hey,
put
you
that
said
here.
orange.
I did, but I will take this brown. So there you go, Nikki P. I did not steal anything from you.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
And for the
How are
record,
you?
I can build this here, by the way, if I want to, and my son will
Sure,
then get out. But then
I
it will
was
never.
thinking about
But then
that.
it will
It'll
never go back
there
in.
again. Not that it's going to go all the way around there again, really. Anyway.
But I will put that there. And for that, I will take an extra cube. And while I'm taking my extra cube, Nikki, you can take your turn.
Okie dokie. I will be building land. I need to snatch that up as fast as
I
possible.
want to build that.
Ta-da. We'll put it
Brown
right
and gray.
there. That's a good
Brown
spot.
and gray. Gray. Brown and gray. Gray.
And I'm done. Simple.
I'm going to build
Brown and gray. Gray.
a temple, and I need you to spend a cube, correct?
2.
Two
Unless
cubes.
you have the cheap, you don't have this one.
No, I don't.
So
Was
any
this
2.
supposed
Yeah,
to be
this
turned
is
up?
too-
Yes.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, look, it's black.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Hey,
come
look, you had a
on.
perfect chin.
Come
You couldn't
on.
even miss out on black if you tried.
It is done.
Can he do that? Can you build it where there's a cube like that?
No, you cannot. The temple has to go in an empty spot where there is no cube.
There is
You
no
can
cube.
spend that cube to build your temple.
Yeah, let's just do that. Give me back one of the, which is sucky. Give me the blue one.
Was that the
Or no,
black
give me
you
the green
took for
one.
free?
Yeah.
Just put it somewhere
Yeah,
else.
put it somewhere
Just
else.
pretend
There
like you
go.
put it somewhere
That's
else. You didn't know.
Right.
It's no big deal.
You didn't know.
You knew
Hey,
that's where
baby.
you wanted to bend.
It's all cool, Lincoln.
All right.
It's
So
all
Hey,
I'm
baby.
gonna
It's
do
all cool.
that.
Oh, good.
Well, I was hoping to move it around and get
It's all
another
good.
score.
Oh yeah, that's
It's all
exactly what I
good.
want to do.
It's all
So
good.
I will build a building, which will be 1 green for this thing, gets me 2 mana. And then for my bonus action, I will build a building, which will be a black and a blue
You are a black and a blue.
for this thing that lets me
dun,
stack
dun,
2
what?
cubes
3
on
actions.
a
He's
hex.
going to get 3 actions.
Who
Oh,
is?
Dave.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got it here.
Oh yeah. No. Well, unless we leave him no choice, like
It's possible.
it's possible.
It's possible. Go, Dave,
All right.
go.
I did a double build. Go, Dave.
I'm gonna take the blue.
I can tell already this is going to be a
All right.
game where...
So I'm gonna
Dave
build
wins by 100
this.
points?
I don't actually. I
no,
think
no.
Lincoln is gonna do very well. He's got a lot of endgame bonuses that dovetail nicely, that work very well with each other. We'll
No.
see. Brown and gray.
I'm going to feel like if I just
Brown.
had 2 more turns.
Oh, absolutely,
And
for
gray.
sure, for that.
Build me that building, and then for my extra turn, I'm gonna build a temple right here, and I will spend this green cube to do it. Done.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
Huzzah!
Toronto.
Huzzah! Sing songs, pling gongs, sing songs, ring gongs. I'm silly. Sing songs, ring gongs.
Yeah. I'm
We
building.
need a game night theme song. Game night theme song.
Sing songs, ring gongs, sing
I'm
songs.
spending a
ring
green
gongs.
for that
For what?
to build here.
Sure.
I'm getting 2
You
mana.
get 2 cherries.
2 cherries that beat us one.
And then I get an extra turn because
Yep.
'Cause
Sing
you-
songs,
That.
ring gongs.
Because you match colors.
I matched the colors. Colors.
Colors.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4. To
A 4.
here.
Ah.
And I move my son to here.
Okay.
So I get
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
So first things first. This produces a brown cube
fantastic.
And a blue.
and a blue cube
And a
right
blue.
there. Bloop. Do you have any bonuses here? You do not.
No.
So this temple is going to score 1 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5.
Okay.
And
that.
there you go. Oh,
Fantastic, but it's okay.
5 points, man.
where did I knock this
Here.
cube out? There you go.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Is that
So
the end
I
of your
pay
turn?
From there, yeah.
Lincoln.
And this is payment, by the way.
Okay, so I'll build.
Stupid phone.
Including what?
Like if you build it here, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonuses because the yellows count.
The layers are empty. And also if you build here, you get 4 points for just
Yeah, I think
covering
I'm
that
gonna do
space. Something that I have not done remotely with my array.
Right.
My array needs to be turned exactly one
Right,
thing
and you get like
clockwise.
20 points.
Yes.
But that's why the bonuses are on the
I
other
know,
spaces.
it's brilliant.
Yeah, and your bonus action.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I gotta go quickly. I am gonna.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Where were those tiles?
I know.
Oh, here.
Turn 'em in.
Here, yeah, you can turn them in.
Okay, empty is. And you get 2 points for the mana, right? Each mana is worth 1 point at the end of the game. Or more if you can build that mana. Well, you can only get so much for the mana building anyway. Figure out what cube you need to build another building that works for you. Do you have.
I mean, if I can get that
Yeah,
one, but
that's
I,
any 2 cubes.
But
so.
I don't think I can build it. There's 2 spaces. There's only
Oh.
2 builds left.
That is correct. You will not be able to build that.
So maybe I should not build the blue. Well, no, it doesn't matter, because that was going to be my only shot at probably getting this extra turn. So that's fine. I will take...
You can always just move the sun for your extra turn.
Yeah, no, I will. Well, no, I'm going to build. I want to do that, don't I? I mean, I want to do that.
I would. Well, what's moving your sun get you right now? Well, you might want to build just to the 4.
That's right. Another 4. Okay.
Yeah, that would be better
Yeah,
than the mana space.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Aaron. Your turn.
No, that's okay. I was still thinking about what I wanted to do on my turn.
So yes, we were right. I just double checked to make sure that empty land is for everything around it. Basically.
So that's good there.
Yes, and it got you 4
sweet.
points for the connection.
I'm going to move my sun.
He's going to move his son.
Gets me 10 points for crossing the
Oh,
Yep.
that's
border.
why we got cups with lids.
And
Yeah, I didn't
I can
even
go up
get-
to
I
8
built that one,
spaces. I'm
didn't
going to go
even get- I didn't even
2,
get there.
3, 4, 5. And because I built the thing that lets me stack cubes, that gets me a brown cube, a green cube, and a gray cube.
Wow.
Yes, go ahead and collect the 200.
I'm able to build a building. That's madness. So if I build this building,
What are you doing, Dave?
well, first off, I'm building a building. It's going to be this building that moves my sun to. And then for my next action, I am going to build a building. And that is going to be I can't really build a temple and do that thing. So I will build the building that causes these 2 cubes to go away for this, and I will get rid of 3 of these for 12. 10, 11, 12.
Okay, Nikki, your turn.
All
That is
right.
my turn.
Land.
Lant.
Late.
And all it took was one of us to need a building or a land.
You're right.
Done.
Yep, 4 more points.
Right?
Yep. Or 8 more points, right, for you, because each of those is 8.
Yeah.
So ideally, this building, you really wanted to be this building, right? That would have been 2 points for every land with cubes on it.
Okay.
I'm going to do...
Well, you didn't know. It just
Live and
worked out.
learn.
Yep.
So I'm going to do land, and I'm going to do... it won't
Okay,
be the
so
empty tiles, right? It'll be cubes, I
This
guess.
would be worth 4 to you,
Yeah.
right? Because if you put it where the mana is, you would get 4 for
Well,
those.
plus an additional 2 for the mana.
Right, so that would be worth 6
Right.
to you. The tile itself would be worth 6. This would be only worth less, right?
Unless
Probably
I build
4,
here.
5, 6.
If you build there,
But you're
Reduces
taking away
one.
one of that
Yep.
one.
yeah. But he's adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 4-point gain. So this is worth 6 to you.
Better deal then?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, because of the 2 cherries. I'm glad you took that one because I'm going to build land and take the other bonus tile. This gets me like 12 points.
Really?
Because this
'cause
is
the mana.
6 and the mana is 6, assuming I
Nice.
have the cubes to flip this guy.
And by the way, go to hell.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, well,
I told you were going to get a yellow one.
you're right,
It
Aaron.
was- You had to
So first things first, this moves 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
crunch.
7. I will move it 7. That
And
will
take
get
10
me
points,
10
right?
points for this because of that. That will put a cube here and a cube here. And that will score this temple, which scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for my extra action, I will build a temple, which ironically only cost me 1 cube because of the building I built that allows me to build the temple.
temples, uh-huh.
But I have 2 that aren't scoring me anything anyway. So I will build it here. Alas, too late for my son to score it. And for that, I get 2 mana as it's my second temple. And that is the end of my turn.
So I am grabbing the bill.
Yep.
Yep. Spending a gray and
And
a
then-
green and something else.
Gray and a green, and doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Spend the brown just for the hell of it.
No, yeah.
Because you might get the brown
Because
back.
she might move the sun and get the
Okay.
brown back.
Yep.
So there.
Yep.
And then I build my building here. And
Yep.
then what I
You
get is
one sun track
sun
thing, doesn't
up.
really matter. One maraschino mana,
cherry
Yep.
and
and a whole other action.
a whole nother build land.
Or move the sun. Did you?
Or
You
move
wanted
the
to move the
sun.
sun for 10 points, didn't you?
Land or
Yeah,
sun.
because land only gets me 8. If I move the sun, I get 10. So
Move it to the temple spot.
Yep.
here,
And you
right?
get-
Yep. So you're going to get a green, and
A gray and a brown.
which won't be worth anything. I'm
And
pretty
10
sure.
points.
10 points for circling.
And
Right.
looks like 6 for that temple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and no extra things. Yep. There you
That's
go.
pretty good.
That is a good
That's
move.
what. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I'm
Well, Lincoln,
glad
your
I
last turn.
saw that.
I'm moving here
All right, you get a blue and a gray,
that I don't need.
and you get
It's
1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Plus 3.
Plus 3 is 8.
Here's 10. Can you give me 2?
Yep.
See how fun is it? You don't have to go through your sack and find 2 change. Aaron, your turn.
Taking 3.
I like
Last
it.
turn of the game.
All right, I'm going to move my sun.
I would.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I would do.
And it pretty much doesn't matter where I
Did you
move it.
build that last time? Oh, you trapped it last time. Correct.
I did trap it
Yep.
last time, yes. So I can move it here or here. They both get me 2 cubes and a temple. So I'll do it here just for fun because I get to stack. And the temple scores me 3 points.
Okay. All right. So we are now at the end. So
This is
let's.
the end.
No, let's do the person phase.
Oh, that's
I
true.
can
Sorry,
spend-
I apologize. Correct.
Yeah.
Because I can spend a black, a green, and anything else.
Yes, which you do need to
Which
do.
I do need to do.
And does anyone else have to do that?
He didn't want you to
No.
do that. did
No,
he?
No, I know. I was
forgot.
trying to
I-
fast forward.
I honestly forgot.
Of course. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have forgotten to do that this turn.
Okay.
No, because you held off on it.
So let's do this. Let's start here. Nikki's buildings on the board are 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I just do them that way?
Sure.
Okay.
Lincoln, your buildings on the board.
9? I don't have a. Oh, I do have a 1.
All right.
And Aaron.
5, 10, 17.
Oh, that's good. That's not for nothing.
I
Nope.
guess not.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
I can give you 3.
There you go.
All right, so that's that. Secondly, mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points for Nikki.
So you got 2? No?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
7 for me. Don't have any change.
There you go. I got 7. Mine are worth 3 points each,
Yep.
I know,
so
it's killing us.
30.
Oh,
Yep. I get 3.
weef.
All right, so that's mana. Let's do
Board connections?
Yeah, let's do the board connections. So Nikki has
Of the 8.
1, 2, 3 times 8 is 24.
24.
I have 8.
Here, do you have a 1? Here's 25.
Yeah.
You have 8. I'm going to give you 10 for that too. I believe I have 1, so I will take 4 points.
All right,
Did
and
you
I
get
have,
yours?
I have 0.
Well, there you go. You need to rotate your thing. All right.
Let's look at this because it's all there. We did that.
think
We
that's
did
basically
that.
it, except
We
gods.
did that. No, now special tiles
Well,
on the
I gotta
board.
do that.
Hang on, special tiles on the board.
Oh.
So you get 4 and 4 is 8 more for Nikki. Here comes Lincoln's big points.
I get 7.
Oh, you are incorrect. We are doing all the special tiles.
Okay.
So this scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
6 for itself, you said. Right?
No, it scores for empty spaces. Doesn't score
Not
for
itself.
itself.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Done.
This is adjacent spaces including itself. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Okay.
This is adjacent spaces including itself. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Wow.
Nice.
And this is
You owe me 1, but it's okay.
this is
I know.
for adjacent cubes, so 2 points. Was this on here?
Yeah, it was there.
It was.
Yeah.
2, 4. 4 points. I moved it to look at the
So
top.
you,
Give him 3
give me 3,
points.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that's all the special tiles.
Okay.
Do you have special tiles?
Yes, 5 for this empty one.
Yep.
Although you told me it was 6.
Yep.
And 4 for this one.
It's not per cube, it's space with a cube on it.
Oh, come on.
It's tile with a cube on it.
All right.
So you get 2.
That's not.
Well, if you lose by 1, we'll look it up.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's
No, I believe
just-
you. I don't think it's what you said, but I could be wrong. Because that's kind of the reason why I bought this thing. I thought I was going to be able to surround it with double stacked cubes.
Oh.
Oh, and get points.
Which I didn't, but
All right.
all
We'll,
right.
We'll see. We'll give you 2 more anyway, and we'll see what happens.
No,
at the end.
I'll keep it for now.
All right. I have this one, which is worth 8. 4 and 4 is 8. Yep. So I have 2. Wow, I actually caught that by accident. So that's everything that's on the board.
No.
So now the gods.
No,
That's
no,
everything
yeah.
that's on the board. So now we'll do Nikki's gods. So she has all 5 things.
Yeah.
So she gets 15 points. No, you
So
get 15.
here, give me 15 back. There's 30.
All right.
right.
And her other one we already scored when we
did,
did.
right.
All right, here we go. So you get 2 points for every land on the board.
Every tile on the board, right?
Right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 for that.
Don't have it.
Give me 6.
And then 5 points for each special tile. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Wow. Now, so for
Voice
this
from
one,
beyond,
I've already scored the mana.
Speak
Yep.
to us.
But I am going to score per cube for this one.
That is correct.
So that's 8 points.
2, 4, 6, 8.
And then this one is just a raw 12.
Yep.
Raw 12.
Boo, I got raw.
All right, I get
Raw, sir.
2 times
Lincoln
whatever
killed me.
this is. So that's a 10, so I get 20 for that. And then I get 3 points for every one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 33.
Oh, I wanted that one.
Wow.
And that is it.
Okay.
122.
122.
You beat me, 116.
Wow.
Close.
Well, it was going to be 117.
117! Oh, that would be great if
That
you
would've
didn't
been
get the
awesome,
5.
yeah.
That would be so great.
So what was it again? I'm sorry.
122, 116, 97, 93.
3, 4, yeah, 116. That's cool. It's first game, right?
That's what I was waiting to see, though. I was like, that'd be exciting because it was going to be 1 point.
I knew
I
this
built
was
too many buildings.
I knew
I
this
built
would be good
stuff
for
that
me.
didn't
Well,
really help
his
me.
was great for him, right?
I knew this was
obviously.
going to be good for me.
That was amazing, yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. What made it especially good was that there was around the third, when you were the star player, I think, there was a time where there was an extra building there for me, which just shouldn't have been there. It made sense that you didn't take it because land was huge for you.
I didn't realize it was that
I
big.
mean, I had already built everything I needed to build. There was a chance, and I probably could have focused my game a little more towards it in the very first round, when we took 7 of the 8 persons.
Yeah.
Because I took this one, which lets me flip it and get 2 more mana immediately, there was a slim chance, if you guys took the right ones, that I was going to get 3 right away. 3 persons, 3 gods.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
So, but as it turned out, you left me a choice between just like the 4 and the 3. But if I could have gotten 3 of the cheaper ones, that would have been pretty amazing to start the game, I think.
That's a great one, though. If you had left the 4 for me, I would have totally taken that.
Oh, sure. Well, they got me
because it's not hard to build
26 extra points.
It's not hard to build mana, and they're worth. And not only that, but all your cubes are worth something, which
Yeah.
is huge,
Yeah.
right? Like that would have been
Yeah,
2,
my
4,
cubes are
6,
only-
8.
these
That would have
ended
been
up
10
only
more
being
points
worth
for
2.
you.
Right.
What do you think, Nick?
Oh, I liked it. It had, what was the game we played?
Terra Mystica?
It was Terra Mystica-like.
Kind of
But-
lighter for sure,
Yeah, definitely lighter.
and no
definitely-
special powers. Or
It definitely has
Yeah.
It definitely has the. I mean, those games are 2 games are very different in a lot of ways.
Right.
But I agree that it has a weird feel of that.
Yeah.
And I can't deny that part of it is just the shape of these pieces helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel? I know you're into tile laying. Did you get the feel that you were getting that, or
Not enough
Yeah.
for tile laying, because but I was making sure that I had left little
The little nooks and crannies,
alcoves
yep.
for my son to slide into. But it would have. I mean, I did cover up some, but it would have been cool to get some more of these
yeah?
So it
I
was
actually
hard
did okay on that.
deals.
It was
But
hard to. Good.
I felt like I thought this set one I was gonna just fill up the board, but it's
Yeah, you can't build as
more
much as you
difficult
think.
than you
Especially
think
when I'm
to
thinking of doing the
build.
same thing, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I said it a couple of times, but you know how it is. When you learn a new game, you can hear a rule or a thing 3 or 4 times, but it still doesn't set in.
in, yeah.
You only have 16 turns in the whole game. And you probably get an extra 3 or 4
3,
through
yeah.
this. If you're lucky. You get 2 for sure. You might get a third. You probably get
4 would be, well, plus you get this one if you build this building.
right.
But 4 would mean you did it perfectly.
Well, that's the other reason
You
that I even got close to you,
Yeah.
right? If any of those extra turns I don't get,
But I'd say
I
you
might
could assume
be. What was your
3.
score?
97.
Yeah.
So, what was I, 116? I
19
probably
points.
still score enough points to beat Aaron, but I might not. Those extra turns were big for me. I mean, just getting this to the 10, right, was 10 plus the temple was 15 points
It's
right
weird.
there.
The weird thing, though, is that there isn't a lot necessary. I mean, it isn't in your best interest to stop me from taking these, even though it is in your best interest to stop me from taking them. You see what I'm saying?
I almost took the other 2 points per tile on the board.
Right.
But here's the deal.
Aaron could have used that one.
Yes, I agree. And part of the reason, though, that those were especially
I
good
should've
was
gotten that one.
you happen to get the right 2 characters.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Every special tile you put on the board was 7 points.
Well, I was
just-
nervous. I was
just
nervous when I
those-
took it. I'm like, wow, I'm really throwing it all in on the land.
No,
right?
those are pretty great.
But just those
that would've
four
made a
special,
big difference
just
in my
those 4
score.
special tiles you have on the board, right, score 28 points. Just those 4 tiles.
Plus 20.
No, that's the 28 points. I'm saying the characters make those tiles 28
right.
points. Then they also score the bonuses that they're
Right.
scoring as
Yeah.
well. And the fact also, Lincoln, that you were able to build to at least 2 of those 4s, right? If you,
yeah.
If you
Well, like I surrounded this one.
if
which
you
was
miss
shocking.
1 4, you still beat me. But if you don't get to the other 4,
Right.
The other thing I was just thinking was the array and the choosing was just tight enough to where you would feel like you have to come up with a good choice, but you're not completely shut down of just throwing away your turn with a stupid choice, with a
Right.
stupid move just because you
Well,
have to do
that's
your
why I
move.
think there's
So
2
I
left
think
over.
that's kind of cool.
Means
'Cause
that you're going to have a pretty good choice of that plus getting the bonus turns means you're going to get to do the things you need to do most of the time anyway. You
But
know,
even your second choice isn't a bad choice. It's not a wasted
right.
turn. Which
It really depends on what the people are going for.
Yeah.
but you see what I mean, right? The moving of the sun choice, especially in the first 2 rounds, is your least favorable at that point. You're
I
trying
think-
to kind of build your engine.
Well, like when I did the
I
10
think you
point
might
thing,
be
I was
wrong
done.
about that. I think you established that groupthink for the table. And I don't know what it is, but I think there might be a path to victory, a way to play this game where you
Without
almost
worrying about
always want
those.
to take that action.
The moving the sun.
Here's the deal.
I'm
I've
just
only
thinking-
played twice, and you
that's
might
what-
be right, but
I have
there's-
no idea.
I feel
but
like
I'm thinking that there's
I almost
no
want to say
path.
you couldn't be more wrong. You can do it 3 times for all we care. While you're doing that, we're building buildings and land, and we're going to just
think it's
crush you.
possible.
We're
No.
totally going to crush you.
All right, let's play.
No, I think what he's trying to say is focus on the sun.
If the game designer designed a game where there was
Dude.
always going to be 2 of those tiles left every round,
But
then
there
he
wasn't
wouldn't
necessarily,
put 6
was
of them
there?
out there.
There wasn't because there was
Yes,
some over
no,
here.
no, they were taken by the end.
No, they weren't. The round before that, I took the
Tons
2
of
away from
land
here and
left
put them
over.
over there.
Land is
Positively.
usually the tiles that are there at the end because only the land bonus people are interested in it.
Okay.
Right? For example, for me, I was all about buildings because every building was 3 points for me. Right? I was all about these buildings. I got 33 points in those buildings. That's
That's
why I
huge.
came in second, right?
Okay.
Because every building I built
I'm
was
just
also
trying to
points on the
say-
board.
No, I agree with
I don't
you.
care about the way you played the
Of
game
course.
anymore.
I understand what
I'm
you're
just
saying.
trying to say I believe that it's possible
Yeah.
that this game has multiple strategies
Yeah.
that we haven't figured out
sure.
and multiple paths to victory, and that you have not figured out the only way to play the
You
game.
are probably correct because this is my second game.
Okay.
And I want to believe that you're correct.
I want to believe it too.
But-
I
but-
didn't say it was a guarantee.
But
I just don't believe that
there are some people that do not feel this game is balanced.
Kallenborn and Matthias Prinz would design a game that has all those
But I'm
tiles if
telling you, there
wasn't
are
a way to
people
do
who
it.
have played this game a bunch of
Okay.
times that do not think it's balanced.
enough.
I don't know that I agree with them. But one of the things that I don't know what the only arguments that I heard were based on these character tiles. But they may also think this is imbalanced too. Again, I want to believe
No,
you're right.
I believe that the character tiles definitely throw. Well, they're meant to throw some imbalance.
And by the way,
into
I
game.
didn't say these are the last ones taken. I said these were usually the last ones taken in the first round or 2.
Okay.
Because the first 2 rounds is mostly about building up your engine, right?
To get the reason to move your sun around.
If you don't have a temple, or if you don't have tiles to put cubes on that are empty, there's no reason to move your sun. But I
Alright.
did not say these wouldn't be taken in the end game.
Stop putting words in my mouth and saying that I said you only want to ever
You
take
said
this
focus
sun
on
thing.
that round. You did.
I said, right, focus
That
on
enti-
it.
you take the
I'm
entire
saying
row,
there's-
you
I
said.
believe there's a way to build your little planet here
Yeah.
so
Yes.
that moving the sun is more advantageous than this more often than the other players.
It's
You
possible.
see what I'm saying?
It's absolutely possible.
You build
It
up
might
the
be-
movement of your sun.
It
in
might be
here.
having 3 temples that score every time you go around, and that then you can do that.
But they have to
every
land
round.
on it, right?
But you can make it land wherever you want it when you
I guess you could
move
just
it.
make it so it always lands and there's 3 temples right there. Boom.
Yeah.
That's true. And then you get the one that gives it the
So if you could build
extra points for that.
let's say you could build that.
all of it. You do this one that up bumps your track 3. And
So
it's about
1,
how
2,
many
3,
times
4,
you get
5.
around.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you could do that, right? If you could just get to 5 for that, and build this in no other land.
Right, but then you're never getting any cubes out of that.
Well, you don't need to get cubes, right? You're done. You're done as far as that goes. You can. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
right.
No, you build these buildings
Well,
too.
okay, so then this is 9 points.
Well, no. You have to build this building first, right?
You build
the one
the
that gives you an
buil-
extra 3.
Right.
So let's say you have this. This
Okay.
would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 9. So this would be 16 points every time you do it.
And then this would be 26 if you'd built
No,
that.
no,
building.
because now you're
Oh,
only,
you're right, you're only scoring 1 temple that
yeah,
way.
you probably want to do that.
No, not if this is 10.
But you're passing go.
That's true. If that's 10, this would be 1, 2, 3, 6.
6.
So
It's
this
16
would be
and 16.
16, 16, 16, 16. Well, if you could get to there,
That could be a lot of points.
what would be
Could.
the what would be the character tile that would help you? What would be the one that this one? If you could move.
Maybe
your
I
thing?
wouldn't even need that. If you
In
could
other words,
make,
not
If you
focus on the
let
character
if you let
type.
us get 3 of these each because you didn't do that, there's no way you could beat us.
if I'm making 16 points every time you let me move my sun tile,
Not a yeah.
that's like over 100 points. All right, I'm not saying we had to figure it out right now.
No, but I'm
not saying-
intrigued. I like that.
I'm just saying I believe there are other paths to
I'm
way to
going to
run your
take this
game.
discussion to mean that you enjoyed the game. Did you enjoy the game?
I believe the game has a lot of depth to explore. I enjoyed it. It's not, it's not my ideal game. It's not my perfect game.
many are,
it's
though,
a
you know?
cube pusher at some points. You build up some resources and you do some things with them.
Right.
I do like, that. Lincoln, you might build this building that gets you 10 points every time you go around.
But I never
and
did
you
it.
can do this. But then my abilities are different.
Right.
Our games go in totally
Yes.
separate paths
Right.
just based on the choices we make here.
Right.
And the choices you make here. And I like I like that you're working on 2 separate boards.
Yep.
This one, they both determine your capabilities and what you're focusing on.
Hans and Glück games are always really nice and almost
But
always
I
really
think,
well produced as well,
and,
right?
Like,
the art
again,
is gorgeous.
This is just my
and-
first impression. Like, I certainly think it's possible to play a game without ever taking one of those and still have possibly a competitive score. Let's play it a few more times. and
Obviously,
see.
I don't know. My gut says that you would lose every time.
You'd also be restricting yourself on the bonuses.
Yeah,
Because
you
see,
wouldn't
you're
get
not going to
extra
be getting the
turns.
bonus.
Yes, you
have no.
You'd still get at least a couple.
I understand that, but I'm saying you're going to take the hit because you don't have the choices to get that level of those bonus turns. I think it's going to hurt you in that regard. I think he's correct. I'm not saying that you can focus on one thing or the other.
I want to see you
can't.
do it next time. I want to see you try.
All right, yeah, I'll try.
Because
I'm not.
no, because that's fun sometimes, right? You find a game and you
when-
think, okay, I'm going to just do this
Right,
time, and if I
exactly.
come in last, I come in last. I'm just going to try something.
That Dave does that kind of stuff for sure.
I
I think
do.
he will be trying
does.
that.
I do. I won't be doing it with this. My ultimate thing for this is sort of your feeling, which is I don't know what it is about this that it doesn't put it over the top for me.
Okay.
There's, for one thing, the game which in theory, according to the box, can play in 45 minutes, I believe is possible once you know everything that you're doing.
I guess so.
Because part of the problem with the first game that you teach to people is it's really hard to figure out how this is going to merge with this and how this turn will help my next turn. Like, Lincoln definitely had some synergy going on with this thing, which meant he had to figure out how to build that. And any given mistake along the way that he made might have put me in first instead of his, right? Now, I understand the argument, which is, well, just play. But it's tough. It's tough in a game that rewards things interlocking correctly
Yeah,
to
that's
not
not
think that
plan,
way. It's
right.
tough. We do our best, but it's tough. We don't succeed at least half the time at that. But that said, I think I don't want to play it 4 more times or
Yeah.
3 more times to get to that point where
Where you
now it's all
understand
second
every
nature
strategy
to me.
and-
Because there's just something missing for me that doesn't make me want to play it a lot.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't like it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it enough that I would like to play it more. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
I think it's a neat game. I think it's got some interesting stuff going on. I do like the variety. That's just like the king of games nowadays. How they get enough little things going on and this stuff that changes your game up a lot. Where and other people's interaction and what they do, and you counter their move. Like, okay, well, I'm not doing that because they took that.
Right.
And I like that there's lots of options. I agree with Aaron ultimately, even though I was saying I don't think you should just focus on that. I do think that he's probably right. There's probably a way to make that work and not have to
As
compete.
a larger part of your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Where you don't have to compete about building anymore. You don't give a crap about that.
You don't have to worry about, I need to build 2 this time, or I need to do this.
I was looking at the German rules. Scott will look at the English rules while I think if I'm reading this correctly, for a 3-player, I've only ever played 4-player. For a 3-player game, everybody gets 6 actions. And you put out 18 tiles, 6, 6, and 6, which means you use all of these. There are none left over.
Yeah.
All right? So for a 3-player game, your strategy might have a shot because
all those tiles are going to be taken.
Well, first off, we only get
2
3
more.
turns. We only get 3 turns, though, right?
But you get 18 instead of 16.
Right.
Right, everybody gets
So you get 2 more actions. That might help. And the 2-player game, which we were just looking at, was sort of weird. You still only get 4 actions, and you put out the tiles the way you did, 3 rows of 6, so 18 tiles. But the way it works is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And at the end of that, you do not replenish these. They just stay there.
There's 10 left.
Then, let's say if you were the start player, you now choose from what's still there available. And only after that do you then wipe everything else away, the 2 that are remaining, and replenish again, and then that's it for the rest of the game. So, you don't get those are probably really low-scoring games, right? You get a lot of actions.
You're getting the same number of actions as the 4-player game.
Yeah, but you might not get any sun movement for your whole first thing, right?
No, you're getting the same exact opportunities to do the actions. They're just being guided differently.
But let's say land. Let's say it went land.
Okay.
That's the first round. So now there's
No, that was half of the first round.
Oh, you're right. Land.
Build.
Land. Let's say it's land.
Okay, now there's...
Build. So that's the end of the first round.
So now there's 6 of these left and 4 builds.
What I'm saying is you're now on round 2, meaning now you do the character phase. That's the interrupt is... I don't know. You're right.
And then for round 2, there's no lands available.
So the 2 and the 4-player game are basically the same game.
the same. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, jinx!
Well,
Helios!
thanks for teaching us.
You
It was
are
great.
welcome, Lincoln.
Thank you.